And we are live. Hello and welcome to this, the 193rd episode of the Anarchimedes Show, where we build things and play video games. And today, if you can't see behind me, we have on the table HackPack number 6 from Crunch Labs by Mark Rober. But before we get going, let's timestamp this. It is 9:06 a.m. in the morning here in the land of the burning sun on December 2nd, 2025. Mornings are getting colder around here. So before we get going too further, we get the dragons going. HackPack number 6. I think this finishes off level 1 of the hack packs. This is the balance bot. If you'd like to know more about these hack packs, what they are great STEM projects. Like I said, available from Crunch Labs by Mark Rober, and that the link is in the description below. And one more. We need for Scully. So we are live, unscripted, unrehearsed, for the most part unedited, except in those cases where YouTube says no, you need to edit that video, and produced on the fly. So let's just jump over to the overhead cam, and produced by yours truly. We use the royal we, even though we are a solo operation here. And we are just switching over to the behind the scenes cam so that I can spin around here and you can see my washed out face here in this flight. And okay, before we go, and this is HackPack number 6, Balance Bot. We are unscripted. We don't know what we are doing. Think like an engineer. And that is the whole, kind of the whole point in these things, is to give people, especially the younger audience, an opportunity to build and experience, see how things work, from electronics to mechanics. Like I said, get it right STEM project, and it's easy to follow along as building Legos, pretty much. You get to end up using a little bit of nuts and bolts here and there and plugging in electronics, but it's like building a Lego set. If you can put together Legos, you could put together one of these. Oh, this is level 2. Oh, this is beyond level 1. This is level 2 now. I guess the last one we did, the light collimation was the last one of level 2. Or level 1. Now we're on level 2. I got the level 1 wheel out. So we have some, speaking of wheels, we have some wheels. Some motors, feels like. The fun, I think that's the top of the balance bot. We'll set him over here. Looks like a main board, or what's going to be the main board of this thing. Okay, some foam. A little IC, a little control module. And then we have this. What's in here? We're going to set that aside. So we have some room to work. Well, oh, I always wonder, should I start opening things up right away? Or yeah, let's open things up right away. So remember, we are not sponsored, non-monetized. We do this for the fun of it, for the likes and the subs. So if you like this kind of stuff, if you like watching people build things, if you just like tuning in just to body double, remember there's that like button. Please hit that like button. For no other reason than it just gives me a warm, fuzzy feeling inside that people like what I'm doing. The battery pack, more little chips, little circuit boards. Okay. There is our accelerometer gear that we have. Lots of little stuff in here. All right. More bags open. More things that spread out. Plastic gears and a screw. Let's keep that all together there. Ha 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 ha. LED strip. Some eye bulbs. Right. Track. Round. Not sure. What? Screws, please. 4 little screws to go with these little servos. Oh, 6. Last but not least, I'll open this bag, this roll, what we have rolled up here. Because that contains our little screwdriver tool. Now, once you have one, you have a bunch of them when these HackPacks start coming, because they all pretty much use this little screwdriver tool with the Allen head on the other side for putting these things together. So you end up with quite the collection of these little screwdrivers. These little drivers. No. A little right angle adapter. That was stuck in the box. Alright, so let's get on bought pieces, electronics, and the tool and accessories. Bonus pieces. Bonus pieces, you say? Okay, first off in the build, step 1, we start off with this. And we are going to take this piece, and that's going to go in there. I am not quite sure. No. Hey. And the dogs are mad about something. Okay. This is the one thing that's a little confusing on the first step. I think I'm supposed to stick this in here. So we'll do our best. Of course, if I was really smart, I would scan the QR code in the top of the box that says build along with Mark Rober. But since we're not that smart, apparently, we're not going to do that. All right. I've got that installed. Now we take our battery, turn it over this way. It's going to plug in. And this right angle adapter will go in here, like so. This will feed down. This is also good for anyone wanting to go into one of the, either an engineer or as a technician. Okay, now this will go in. Doesn't seem like I don't like the way that's fitting. One side seems to go in nicely, the other side is not. That's as good as it gets. Okay. Now we'll set that aside while we take these eyes . And they go in here in the little dome, little, yeah. Okay, now this is going to go on top here as well. These are going to feed through. Oh, we have a slight issue. There we go. Oh, another small issue. That's why they want you routing it that way. I don't like this. I don't like the way it's not quite popping together how I'd like it to. Better. Now we'll fight with this some more. We thought we were done fighting with it, but we weren't. This is terrible. Don't do this. I'm being very gentle though. Just bring that in. That snaps together much nicer now. That's how it should be. Okay. Now, I'll set him aside over here. Step 10. Give me this big board. this one, we are working on a grounded mat for anyone who is concerned. Okay, and now we need a board, possibly this one. Yes, I think this is it. Just make sure it's not this one. We'll get all these boards out. These little. No, that's not it. This has got to be it. So this goes in here, like that. This will now go on that way. And using the little screws. This will hold this board in. Locks these two together. Okay, now this gets installed into the big box. That way. I was just thinking this would be a lot easier with a magnetic screwdriver, but you can't always use a magnetic screwdriver when working around some of these electronics and bits and bops, robotics, and other such things. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. And sometimes it's a little bit dangerous. You don't really want a magnetic screwdriver when poking around power supplies and stuff like that that might have energy in them. So you don't want your screwdriver to all of a sudden get pulled over to a terminal that it's not supposed to. But yeah, always adhere to safe practices. and sometimes it's not just necessarily safe for you, but safe for the product on which the machine you're working on produces, or the machine you're working on. You don't want to damage anything there. I'm blathering because that's what I do. I blather. Ambient thoughts and random thoughts and ambient mutterings. Let's see. And ambient thoughts. Let's see. This is going in there in this orientation. Yes. Okay. Next, install. Make sure the microcontroller pins line up exactly with the pin headers. No pins should be hanging off the edge. We have our little controller going into this slot. Okay. Next, one of these bad boys. Using the longer screws. Come on, just start for me. I am not left-handed. I was about to say, apparently I'm not right-handed either. I'm having so much trouble with this one screw. Alright, this one plugs in to the MTRA, this one, with the red wire to the right, facing inward toward the other pins. Motor A, that's what the MTRA is, motor A. There we go, is installed and plugged in. Now we're going to install motor B. 3 holes, 2 for screws and 1 for a guide pin. And this plugs in with the red wire also going inward toward the other motor. Come on. Not a whole lot of room to work. I could do this if I wanted to go grab some needle nose pliers, a tool, some fingerlongers, but I'm not going to. There we go. Those are both installed and plugged in. Now we're attaching this guy's head to it. The bolt will turn as soon as it's plugged in. Double click the button on top of its head to turn it off for now. The bot will turn on as soon as it's plugged in. Double click the button on top of its head to turn it off for now. Now let's plug them in and then turn them off. I'm not sure if I'm clicking it or not. Alright, getting this to fit. It's going to be a whole nother thing. That one's hard to get in. Not a whole lot of room to work here. Okay, turn off. Off. Okay. First off, these wires, the red and black and the purple. Going into D11, ground and 5 volts is getting 5 volts, and ground. D11. Five volts ground and signal. Okay. Next, this red and black, we'll go next to it on D10 for ground and 5 volts. And I plugged that one on the ground and 5 volt in upside down. Had the polarity reversed. That would not have been good. It might not have worked. It's okay to make mistakes, as long as you correct them and learn from them. Okay. And the yellow and orange will go to D10 and D9, the orange to D9 respectively on the I/O. Okay, that's in place. On to step 25 here. Okay, we're finally getting to these things. And then one of these over the top. Small screws. Okay, 4 screws, and then we do the same thing on the other side. Not my job, I have to do this kind of thing with even smaller screws and gloves on. It's loads of fun. There we go. He's looking pretty good. All right. Your robot's name. What should we name the robot? What do we name the robot? Hello. My name is... Let me see if I have a Sharpie in here. I do, I do. Bobo is a good name for him. Or Tipsy. I'll name him Tipsy. Because I have a feeling that's going to be an appropriate name for our robot friend here. Now we take the wheels. And the wheels go on. The wheels on the bus. The wheels on the robot go on the robot. Okay, and then our cover goes on. Tipsy here. We get all of our cables to stay down and in place. There we go. Hello, my name is Tipsy. Okay, so we're built. We have some extra pieces. It said we were going to have some extra pieces. We'll see what they want us to do with it. But first, let's go through this beginning. Hold the bot upright and click the button on the power bank to turn it on. One click on, 2 clicks off. System calibrating, calibration complete. If the bot's balancing properly, if the bot isn't bouncing properly, click the restart button on the microcontroller and hold the bot upright to calibrate again. All right, so let's see if Tipsy will work. Stay. Stop backing into my stuff. Tipsy stays balanced. But let's see. Let's have a look here. Remote controller, okay. Try connecting the IR antenna from the turret and plugging it into ground and 5 volts power and D12 in the IO jack. And then we can use the remote control on Tipsy. Robotic headpiece. Try 3D printing custom versions of headpieces. Go for a walk. Tie a leash to Tipsy. Oh, you can. No, this works best if it is enabled dynamic scent point in the IDE. Okay. But what are the extra pieces they give us for? Let's see if it says anything in here about it. Customized LED animation, force push and object avoidance. See that? He's sensing my hand. I think he's sensing me, and that's part of why. Why do you keep backing up, Tipsy? But I'm pretty sure it's got a... It's sensing in front. We can see the LEDs it's sensing. But add the bounce bot game. What are the extra pieces for? Tipsy, you're going to go off the edge if you're not careful. There you go. Back up. Back it up, buddy. Back it on up. It goes a little more in depth on Tipsy on this level 2 stuff. We got gears that looks like they mesh with the gears on his head. And we have cutouts there. I don't know what these extra pieces are for. We have an antenna, an IR receiver, I wonder how long the battery lasts on Tipsy, on the balance bot here. Alright, well, this has been the build of the balance bot, HackPack number 6 from Crunch Labs. Hope you enjoyed it. Link is in the description below if you want to see about getting your own HackPacks. And remember, hit that like button if you enjoyed this build. This is kind of fun. Tipsy's kind of fun here, just bouncing around back and forth with his lights. There's no lights behind him, but oh, bumped him and he moved. Oh, bump. Hahaha. Don't go off the table. Don't go off the table, Tipsy. Let's turn you a little bit. Let's turn you that way. There you go. Are you gonna stay there? You're just gonna back into stuff? Alright, so let me just switch back over to the main cam. And we'll just leave Tipsy running there. Again, hope you've enjoyed this build. This has been a fun build. Short stream, a little bit of a short stream, but that's okay. If you have, again, I do this for the likes and the subs. I do this for the fun of it. And hopefully you've had fun too. So until next time, I'm Man Archimedes signing off.